The Tupolev Tu-22M is, well, a supersonic variable sweep wing, long-range strategic and maritime strike bomber developed by the Tupolev Design Bureau back in the 1960s. The bomber was reported as being designated Tu-26 by Western intelligence at one time. During the Cold War, the Tu-22M was operated by the Soviet Air Forces, or VVS, in a missile carrier strategic bombing role, and by the Soviet Naval Aviation, the Aviacja Wojenno-Morskiego Flota, in a long-range maritime anti-shipping role. In 2024, the Russian Air Force had 57 aircraft in service, according to the 2024 Military Balance Report by the International Institute for Strategic Studies. However, in 2023, Ukraine's main Directorate of Intelligence estimated that Russia had only 27 aircraft in operable condition. In 1962, after the introduction of the Tupolev Tu-22, it became increasingly clear that the aircraft was inadequate in its role as a bomber. In addition to widespread unserviceability and maintenance problems, the Tu-22's handling characteristics proved to be dangerous. Its landing speed was 100 kilometers per hour, or 60 miles per hour, greater than previous bombers, and it had a tendency to pitch up and strike its tail upon landing. It was honestly difficult to fly and had poor all-round visibility. In 1962, Tupolev commenced work on a major update of the Tu-22. Initially, the Bureau planned to add a variable sweep wing and uprated engines into the updated design. The design was tested at Sagiai's wind tunnels at Zhukovsky. During this time, Sukhoi developed the T-4, a four-engine titanium aircraft with canards. A response to the XB-70, it was to have a cruise speed of 3,200 kilometers per hour, or 2,000 miles per hour, requiring a major research effort in order to develop the requisite technologies. Tupolev, whose expertise was with bombers, offered the Soviet Air Force a massively updated version of the Tu-22. An initial attempt at modernizing the Tu-22M, adaptation 45.03M, based on modernizing the aircraft's radar, began in 1990, but was abandoned before reaching production. In 2007, work began on a new radar for the Tu-22M, the NV-45, which was first flown on a Tu-22M in 2008, with four more repaired Tu-22Ms refitted with NV-45 radars in 2014 to 2015. A contract for a full mid-life upgrade, the Tu-22M-3M, was signed in September 2014. The aircraft was then planned to receive a further modified NV-45M radar, together with new navigation equipment and a modified flight control system. A new self-defense electronic radar suite was to be fitted, replacing the tail gun of the existing Tu-22M3. Much of the new avionics were planned to be shared with the upgraded Tu-160M2. As of 2018, armament was planned to be enhanced by adding the new Kh-32 missile, a heavily modified version of the current Kh-22, the subsonic Kh-SD, the hypersonic Kh-MT, or the Kh-47M2 Kinzhal missiles. In 2018, deliveries of the Tu-22M3M were expected to begin in 2021. Now, the unique design concept of the Tu-22M, the Tu-22 has a low middle-mounted wing swept at an angle of 55 degrees. The two large turbojet engines, originally 159 kN Dobrynin VD7M, later 162 kN Kolesov RD7M2, are mounted atop the rear fuselage on each side of the large vertical stabilizer, with a low-mounted tailplane. Continuing a Tupolev OKB design feature, the main landing gear are mounted in pods at the trailing edge of each wing. The highly swept wings gave little drag at transonic speeds, but resulted in very high landing speeds and a long takeoff run. This limited the design to so-called first-class airfields, those with runways at least 3,000 meters long.